Hi, welcome to Local Flavor. My name is Oystein Solberg. We're here at Institute for Culinary Arts with Chef Michael Combs. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
It's a beautiful day outside.
It is.
We're hanging out here with a bird on our board, and our grill is hot. Like, this is looking out to be a pretty decent day.
Yeah, we got lucky too. Today's a nice day.
Hi.
It's about 74, something like that.
Not like the last couple of years, it's been like 90 plus, into the 100 sometimes.
Yeah, usually we got a Hawaiian shirt on. We didn't this time.
Yeah, we should though.
We can do it now.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't do that. That would be bad. All right, so we got this wonderful bird hanging out. Like, what's the plan with this little thing?
So we're going to do a Peruvian style bird today.
Excellent.
And so with just marinade, that sort of thing, that's how it's going to be Peruvian. I'm not saying this guy came from, or girl came from Peru.
Yeah.
But, so all we're going to do is we're just going to spatchcock it. So spatchcocking is kind of like taking out the backbone, just simply so we can kind of have a little more even cooking.
Yeah.
So that we can kind of flatten out the bird and cook it evenly on the inside as well as the outside.
It's basically like butterflying, so it just cooks super. Okay, perfect.
Yep. And so right here, though, I guess we should introduce this type of bird. This is an organic, free-range bird.
Yeah.
And it does look a little different. You can see the breasts; they're longer.
Yeah.
And so they're not. I mean, most birds or chickens are bred for their breasts, and they get really large and things like that. It's a lot of commercial.
But like in half the time, like they just grow
exactly.
Like,
and then some of them can't even walk around. So these are humanely raised, and you can see you don't get as much breast meat on there, but it's delicious meat. It really is. And you don't even. A lot of people like to pump it and stuff like that with like saline solutions. You don't even have to do that with this bird.
Because then you're just buying water weight, really.
Exactly.
Like you just
Yep.
Like that's just a bad deal. Yeah, this one just looks healthy. Like it just looks like it can sit upright. Like it just doesn't look like an octopus.
Yeah, and then the skin's tighter too. You notice that? Because usually what you'll see is like it looks like it's almost like floating on there, and there's a lot of water underneath. But that's because they, like I said, they pump it full of saline. So that way, when you overcook it, it's still nice and tender.
Yeah, yeah.
The cool I really like about this cooking technique is that we're going to utilize all of the bird. Yeah. And what's always hard though is like when you cook a whole animal, even a pig or anything like that, there's always parts that get done before other parts. Yeah. Right? Like the breast or the legs. Because usually the breast gets done at 165 and the legs are done at 180. So how do you kind of balance that out? We're going to spatchcock it, I think. And I think that'll help us.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right. So very simple. So we're going to turn this gal towards the back here so you can see her. So this is basically just here's the neck and then here's the backbone. All we're going to do is we're just going to cut down. There's like ribs right there, and it'll go really easily. It's not difficult at all. You can use a knife or you can use scissors even, or shears, kitchen shears. And so that's what we're going to use this time.
Because there's really no meat back there. So as long as you stay close to the backbone, you're safe.
Exactly. And then you can even save this. You can save the backbone for stock. I mean, it's perfect for stock.
Totally.
And if you don't want to use the wings, of course you can use that for stock. It makes excellent stock too. But but everybody likes chicken wings.
They're delicious.
Especially in this marinade. This marinade is going to be delicious. You're going to want those little crispy bites and pieces off there.
It's magical.
It is. So all we're going to do is I'm going to start kind of from the bottom here, so you'll see where the tail was. Usually sometimes the tail's on there, but you'll look inside here and you're going to see basically where the backbone kind of runs. Mm-hmm. It's just right down the center, and we're just going to cut right alongside of both of those.
Perfect. So that way you're staying away from the hindquarters, you're staying away from the wings when you get up there. Yep. You're just cutting through, and it's fairly soft bone. Like it's kind of like a harder cartilage type thing. Like
exactly.
It's not even the super hard bone.
I mean, look, it's just cutting right through it too, no problems. And so, but it will become a problem if you try to get that backbone though. It's not.
It's a little bit firmer, mm-hmm. But you want to just skim kind of across it, and then you're staying good and safe.
Exactly. Look at that. Just you can cut right there. Very simple. Very easy.
You're like a surgeon with those scissors.
Yep. So and then with scissors too, you can it's a little easier since it's so kind of awkward. It's less chance of cutting yourself if you're not really comfortable with doing that for the first time.
Totally. Yeah, scissors are really a highly underrated tool, really.
They are.
Because like a lot of people say, like, nah, I have to use a knife. No, like a lot of times, like scissors are like phenomenal.
I use them all the time. Yeah. I mean, seriously, we probably use our kitchen shears more than anything else. And I mean, not just for food. I mean, I'll probably use them for anything.
But
really.
even like bonsai shears.
Oh, true. Those are excellent. I have a pair. I have 2 pairs actually.
Yeah. Oh, they're phenomenal.
Those are good ones. Those are good to use for kitchen for sure.
Yeah.
Because they're not huge. You can get small cuts in there just like this here.
And easy working around joints with them.
Exactly. And that's why I like them. Sometimes you can just push this down really. So all you really have to do is just give a little bit of muscle here, because you'll feel like, so that way you don't have any bones poking you and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just
give it a little squishy.
Yep, just give it a little squishy right there. You don't have to get it crazy on anything else.
It's perfect.
Yep, and you'll see that the legs are out. So
yeah,
it's the skin that's attaching those. So that's why you don't want to take that skin off. And plus, that skin's going to offer a barrier for cooking, right? So that way it doesn't get dry.
Right, because it's mostly fat, so that's going to kind of keep basting that wonderful bird.
Exactly. So this is our spatchcock chicken right here.
That looks just happy, wonderful, delicious.
I even leave this whole flap. I don't trim it. I mean, it's up to you if you like to, but really, all that skin and fat's going to offer protection for the bird, so it's not.
As long as you treat it carefully, because this one I'm going to start with a little bit lower heat anyways, so it'll just kind of render off, kind of away, like the fat will render off like away from the heat.
Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about flare ups and any kind of stuff
or anything like that.
This is magic.
So you got us a little marinade?
We're going to do a little marinade. So we're going to start with a bit of oil. And the oil will just kind of help it from sticking on the grill, and also help the spices kind of make a paste and help it stick on the meat really, really well. We got a little bit of black pepper. Woo!
There you go.
It's delicious. Also a little bit of vinegar. So that's where this one kind of differentiates from a lot of other marinades.
Right.
Right, because it's Peruvian, like it's very acidic and fresh, and it's just like it's delicious. And vinegar will also help tenderize the chicken as well. Like it's a pretty decent tenderizer. Okay, so we're gonna add some paprika, a healthy amount, some cumin, and salt.
Gotta have the salt.
We love salt. Salt is delicious. And then basically just gonna mix this and just make like a wet paste with it. Like, so it's not gonna, because this will start drawing moisture out of the bird as well.
Okay.
All right, so it's fairly, just kind of nice and pasty right now. But once we get the bird in there, if you want to pop the bird in there.
Okay.
Boom. And then we can just gotta like pack this on there.
So you kind of just like get in all the nooks and crannies.
Exactly. You really just kind of want to massage it on there. And then all those spices and the salt and the vinegar is just going to pull a bit of moisture on there, and eventually it'll draw back in, so the flavor will just kind of pull into the meat itself, not just be on the outside.
So it's almost like a dry cure even, the way it's going to react.
Yep. It's basically like creating an osmosis with the chicken juices and the flavoring. So I'm going to make sure you get like...
Smells great.
Just want to try and get like into every little crevice on this thing, inside, outside, and just kind of rub it in. And like just leave a good old layer on there, because the more you get on there, the happier the bird is going to be.
And so we should put that in the fridge basically and let it marinate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So don't leave this overnight outside or out of the fridge. So make sure it's refrigerated.
I'd say like 6 to 8 hours.
Got it.
Like, so if you're going to have it for dinner, just kind of get it on marinade like early lunch type thing.
Okay.
Just let it sit, and then we're ready to go on the grill that night.
Sounds good.
Makes it super easy. So we're gonna go tuck this puppy in for a little nappy poo. We'll be right back here. I'm gonna show you guys how to fire up the old grill and cook this little puppy.
Awesome.
So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
See ya.
Providing opportunities to underserved neighborhoods is how Metropolitan Community College empowers lives. We're transforming learning in Fremont, at MCC North Express in the Highlander neighborhood, and MCC South Express on 24th Street. We provide access to technology at MCC's Do Space at 72nd and Dodge. And we're reviving lost arts in downtown Omaha's Makerhood District. MCC empowers our community.
Metropolitan Community College.
All right, then we're back here again, and we got our chicken just hanging out, doing its wonderful little thing.
Yep, so it's been marinating for quite some time now.
You see it already starting to pull moisture out and just getting all sorts of delicious looking.
Yep, we kind of rub this, all the paste everywhere, and so all we're going to do is we're going to place this chicken on the cold side of the grill. So there's hot and cold sides of the grill, and that's why you shouldn't really... most people, or some people, like to kind of spread the charcoal all the way out, but I don't. I like to kind of make a hot zone, a cool zone, and that way you can kind of control the heat on your chicken, right?
Kind of depending on what you're cooking and whatnot.
Right.
Like if you're cooking like a thin steak type thing, like
burgers or something like that, and you want to...
Yeah, then you can go fairly high heat. But like this one, when you want to try and get the heat getting into the bone, so we got all the coals shoved to that side, and this side it's just radiant heat. Like it's not really that direct.
So this would be more for like searing and crisping. This side right here would be more for like a slow cook.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. So we got a vent on that side, so it's pulling air in, and then it'll pull it up through the chimney. So like the heat is traveling this way, so it's just traveling past the chicken and making it delicious.
Yeah. So we're gonna place this chicken on the low side of the heat for now.
Yeah.
And then I think towards the end is where we're gonna get to the crispy side. So it'd be kind of the same thing as if you were in an oven, right? And you were kind of roasting something, and you wanted to brown it up.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to brown it up, you'd put it on the high. You'd turn the heat up.
Yeah.
So kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that looks looking happy.
Yep.
All right. So the heat will hit the legs first, right? Because they need to get to higher temperature than the breasts. All right, so they're closer to the heat source. The heat is just traveling over, and it's like, oh yeah, that's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yep, you can just tell by feeling it also, like how much. And there's this coal. Well, you have this is
So this is a hardwood coal.
And you can actually tell there's not a lot of coals on here, and it's hot.
Yeah, yeah.
So it gets very hot.
It burns very, very hot, and it burns fast. So you gotta like keep stoking it more.
Got it.
So like if you're doing longer cooks, like I'd say use lump, and it works like just fine, or just use like the briquettes. Because like they'll burn a lot more consistent and longer.
Sure.
So a lot of people use it for competitions and stuff like that.
Oh,
and they just add smoke wood to it.
That makes sense.
Because you can control the heat a lot better. But this stuff, like it burns probably a good like 100, 150 degrees hotter.
Okay.
But it's fast. It's quick and it's vicious.
So, but what you don't want to do is you never want to put raw wood on here, undry wood. That's the worst thing you can do. It has like formaldehyde. It has a lot of bad things in there.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful if you're out in the outdoors or whatever. Be careful what kind of wood you're using. You can't just use anything, and it's got to be dry.
Yeah, I wouldn't just kind of walk into like Elmwood Park, chop down a tree, and light it on fire. Like that wouldn't be good.
Poison ivy or something crazy on there.
Yeah. Ooh, poison ivy smoked fish.
Ooh, delicious.
Sounds awesome. I used to see like it's already, the good thing about doing it this way, right, because still got all the skin on there. That's going to start rendering, it's going to start dripping fat. But on this side, it's not a lot of coals. There's still a little bit, it's still a little bit of heat. So whatever fat drips down, it's not going to catch fire and just cause a ginormous grease burn.
There you go.
Because if it went straight on the coals, like it would be.
So we're kind of rendering on this side then.
Exactly.
So by the time we flip this chicken and we put it on the other side, it should be pretty much rendered out.
Yep.
And we won't have all those drips and that sort of thing, and we shouldn't have any flare up.
Perfect. Just like magic.
Yep. Almost like we knew what we were doing.
Oh, I think it was on accident, though. Really. We're kind of winging. All right. So to go with this magical little bird of ours, we're gonna make a little sauce.
Ooh, awesome.
So this is kind of like a traditional sauce that goes with Peruvian chicken. Like it's kind of like a wonderful little green sauce.
Okay.
We're basically gonna add everything we got into this thing.
So it's simple. So we're just add everything up there, and we're gonna kind of just
press
it, and
play,
that's it.
call it a day.
Got it.
Super, super easy. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of mayo. Like mayo is delicious and gives it a good creaminess, and just a good mouthfeel and a lot of happiness. A little bit of sour cream. Like, so you're thinking, like, this doesn't sound Peruvian at all, does it?
Yeah, no kidding, with the mayonnaise.
Yeah, like it's so.
And sour cream, I guess we think about it.
Yeah, but like this is by far not like it.
Like authentic.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, like it's kind of tweaked to kind of work here and work where our appetites and whatnot. Because I'm not from Peru, so like
Get out of here.
Yeah. So added a little bit of garlic in there, a little bit of oil. And lime juice.
A little lime juice.
And a little bit of vinegar again.
A little vinegar again.
We love vinegar. Here we got something super magical. This is called ají amarillo. So it's kind of like a chili sauce, but it's made from lemon chilies.
Ah, interesting.
So it's about like 30 to 50,000 Scoville. So it's kind of like medium hot. It's not the craziest, but it's extremely like the aftertaste on it. Like it tastes like lemon. Zesty, pithy, delicious. Like it's so good. Like they used it a lot for making ceviche and stuff like that. Like it's hot. It's kicky. It's not. It's not,
actually, it's going away already though.
Yeah, right. It doesn't stick. But then you get left with that nice citrus, right?
It does have a citrus taste.
Yeah. So like they call this chili like lemon chili as well.
It does have a citrus taste. Kind of towards the end, it reminds me of just roasted yellow peppers at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it does have a citrusy
but you get like that pithy, zesty, just happiness at the end.
Yeah, it's got a definitely more flavor than a typical yellow pepper.
Totally.
Sure.
All right, so that's what it used this for chili, because like you're using a lot of lime and a lot of citrus there otherwise, and then the chili will kind of help kind of bring forward that flavor.
Yeah, it's not too hot, and I can see with that and everything else, I don't think it'll be overly hot.
Super good with sweet potatoes.
Oh, good idea.
It's super good. So we're gonna plump that in. You can buy this at most like Latin markets around. And it's hard finding fresh ones here, but you can find the paste and it's absolutely delicious, or you can find like whole pickled ones as well that are really good. But it's like it's like not. You're right. It's citrusy. I don't want to use the word floral, but citrusy. I mean, like it's kind of like.
And it's not that hot. It goes away right away. A little heat and then it goes away.
We got a couple of wonderful little jalapenos. So I'm just gonna throw them in, seeds and all. Like you can have a little kick it to this, because like it's just an accoutrement. So like if people want it more spicy, less spicy, they can just eat or add less.
Okay.
We got a good old chunk of cilantro, and so we're just gonna add it all in there. Like it's all one just happy little pile of stuff. And then all we gotta do is throw it on here. And we're just gonna blitz the hoop out of it. Okay, so it'll just come together. Buzz. And we just gotta stir it, make sure it kind of catches all the cilantro, just to get it nice and smooth. And but this stuff we can make the day before too. It kind of gives
there you go.
Gives it time to kind of settle in a little bit. All right.
There you go. Now
oh yeah. Boom. And then what you got is this wonderful, delicious green sauce.
Awesome.
But like you can use this with a lot of different things. Like you don't have to use it just with chicken. Like you can use it with really any kind of grilled meat. And
it's really good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not hot at all.
Yeah, like because like the sour cream will kind of mellow it out, then the mayo will do the same. But like it's tingly, it's fun, and it's just fresh and happy.
Without the mayonnaise and the sour cream, it would definitely have a creaminess, and I don't know, I like it.
Like it's kind of very like an unexpected sauce.
It is.
But like it's happy.
It's great too.
Like I like using this
Texture's
as
good.
I like using it as dressing on like salads and stuff too.
Oh, it's perfect for that. Perfect dipping. You know, it reminds me of that like the just the jalapeno coriander dipping in Indian cooking.
Yes, the raita.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. All right, so we got our sauce, we got our chicken on. I think we should just kick back and drink some water before we pass out over here.
Okay, yeah, water. Yeah, it is kind of
water. It used to be water, right? Before they added the hops and the malt and all that fun
all
stuff.
Good stuff and alcohol.
Yeah, it's all right. All right, so you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back, and then we'll try and finish up this bird and figure out some vegetables and stuff.
Awesome.
So we'll be right back.
See you.
You can see someone's entire life change by simply coming in here. We get to know people individually and help connect them to the resources they need. We help them discover their passion and engage in their education. We help them navigate their career by making sure they have the right skills. Assisting people with the tools they need to move forward, that's why we're here. MCC empowers change.
Metropolitan Community College.
All right, then we're back here again in the Institute of Culinary Arts, and we're going to try and get this puppy crisped up. So this one sat on the grill for a good old while. Like it's just about done. Like you see, meat's kind of starting to pull away from the leggies. What's the best way of checking doneness on this? Because I think that that's one of the things that intimidate a lot of people. Like, how do you check doneness on a whole bird, like bone in like that?
Yeah. So, well, you know, really the best way you can possibly do it is use a thermometer.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I mean, like if basically you go in through the thigh, if it's 180 here, it's usually pretty good. You'll do the same thing on a turkey, like when you cook turkeys, and we're usually 165 here. But the other thing is, like, as you feel it, it kind of bounces back.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you'll notice when you have a raw chicken, you push it in, it kind of indents and it stays there. You'll start to have some give, but you know, some people like to use their palm of their hand. And there's different regions on there.
Yeah.
Like more around this region. This should be quite close to the same thing as a well done.
Yeah.
So even for a steak or a chicken. But the truth is, the proteins are different on a steak than they are on a chicken too. So,
and if it was pumped with saline too, it's going to feel different.
And so really, it's practice. I mean, you know, that's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at a restaurant. We probably make the same dish. I don't know, maybe 500 times or more. I mean, you're making it 20, 30 times a night, 50 times a night, and you kind of feel it and you kind of get used to it. But if you feel it and use the thermometer, you'll get used to where that is. And you'll know.
So we feel it in gas, and then you use the thermometer to be sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you'll, you use the same type of chicken and everything. You kind of get used to.
So is it worth investing in like a proper like digital thermometer?
I would say so. I mean, because if you think about it, how many things you may throw away from overcooking or whichever, you'll hopefully get your money back, and then you can enjoy your food a lot better and get perfect doneness. You're going through all this trouble to start up some coals, be out here.
Yeah. Especially when dealing with chicken too, but like during summertime, like a lot of people need a salmonella and yada yada yada.
Right.
So yeah, thermometers are magical.
They are. They'll save you from a lot.
Yeah. So this one is almost done.
Mm-hmm.
So we just took it off the grill a little bit ago. We added a good chunk more coal. So now we added a more consistent spread of coals all across. So right now we're sitting at almost 600 degrees on this thing.
Yeah, it's hot.
Like it's toasted. But the coals are nice and ashy. That's how we tell that kind of they're at their peak. But since it's hardwood, it's going to peak out at about like 600 or so right here, and it's going to start dropping fairly fast.
Okay.
So we can start popping our little bird back on there. I'm going to hold it for you.
Yep. So I'm not going to add any oil to the bird right now. She's got quite a bit of oil on her right now, and so we're just going to add her in a hot spot right here. I'm going to give Oystein some room to do some vegetables. One thing about getting the grates ready is we usually like to, I recommend anyway, like before you put anything on the grill, give it a good scrape with a brush, a good wire brush that doesn't have the little things fall off of there, because you can get that in your food.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of people gotten sick from them, just like in the
or even get caught in your throat or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's super sketchy.
So I use a heavy duty wire brush that you use to like kind of get paint off and stuff. That's what I use.
Yeah.
And then I just wipe them down with an oiled rag just to get the black stuff off and the soot, and then put whatever you want down.
Perfect.
And so we'll just let this grill go for a while.
So while that one doing his thing, we got some vegetables we're going to use. We got some potatoes that I had on the grill a little bit earlier. So I just kind of roasted them on. Like I just kind of used, I kind of threw them on there after the chicken and just kind of let them bake in there, kind of like roast up a little bit.
So basically, because these will take a while, right?
Exactly.
So then you got them started, and then you can put everything at one time, reheat, grill these things, and all
finish at the same time.
That's timing.
It's like magic. We got this wonderful little cabbage we got in from the garden. This is Napa cabbage. Like it's pretty tasty, fairly mild, but it's like good. And I love using them during summer. Like they're a pretty happy bunch. Next, we just split them open like that just to get more surface area on them. We got some green tomatoes. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just hear green tomato and think like, oh, the only thing you can do is fry them and call it a day. But like they're really quite good because they got a good acidity level. So I use them for their acidity level. Like they're gonna bring a little freshness and a little happiness to the dish.
A little tanginess, and they hold together really well too.
Very, very nice. So they grill super easily. We got an avocado. And a lot of people say like, but why are you doing grilling an avocado? Like it's really, really good. So I'm just gonna cut it in half. Take the pit out.
Pop that little seed out of there, yeah.
And then we're just gonna drop it on the grill just like that.
Okay, it's got fat already in it, so you don't have to worry about that.
Got plenty of fat. You want to go like fairly high heat, and we don't expose a lot of surface area on it. But you're just gonna give it a good old grill mark on there.
All right.
Gonna drizzle a little bit of oil on our green onions and on our cabbage. We got a little bit of salt on there. A little sprinkled inkle.
There you go.
And like this grill is wicked hot at this point.
So you gotta like things like that are real thin. You gotta watch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't. I wouldn't recommend walking away when you do.
Oh yeah.
This is your last minute tips before serving, so you want to be here for that.
Because like most of this stuff doesn't need to cook a lot. Like it's really just kind of getting a little char on it and just calling it a happy day. But like the cabbage, like I'm not really looking to cook it through. Oh, look at that bird.
Yep, so I'm gonna move him over here. Move her over there. Looking great already.
All right, this is what you want to see. Like it's nice and crispy. That just looks absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
And then while these are kind of doing their little thing, It's gonna be delicious.
Yep. So we'll move these. Make sure these don't.
Yeah. So it's basically like a little grilled salad we're making.
Look at that there. That's how fast that was.
Oh yeah. That's
fast.
600 degrees in action. So then to get it out, right? So they're nice and blistered on this side, but as soon as you cut it out of the skin, that's just gonna be the seasoning for this avocado. Like we just kind of squish it out, make sure you get the stem piece out. And it's just gonna be a happy little salad. Like so, just finding a good ripe avocado for this is key. And then we just a little bit of salt and happiness on there, and a little squeeze of lemon.
There you go.
Just because it's delicious.
That'll also keep it from oxidizing, and it kind of cuts through some of that fat too.
Exactly.
All right.
And then we're gonna start popping our stuff on a plate over here. All right, so just nice and creamy char happiness over here. Oh, it looks delicious.
Yes, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'll bring the plate over if you do the shuffling.
Yep. You want this chicken on it now?
Let's throw on the veg first, and we'll make a little
good idea.
Little bit of happiness.
All right. Here, I'll let you kind of grab your.
Oh, perfect.
I'll hold this.
You see the Napa just got a little bit of sear on it.
Has a little smokiness from the grill too.
Yeah.
Actually, looks perfect.
Like the green onions are just nice and charred, but they're still mild enough, so like it's not like an overwhelming onion flavor.
No, grilling it will or cooking it will help get rid of some of that.
Yeah, it really kind of sweetens it up and it makes it quite tasty. All right, so we're just making a very kind of impromptu little grilled vegetable salad. Okay. The tomatoes are holding up great. Got a little sear on them.
Mm-hmm. They look great.
That looks like a pile of happiness. Right there, so we can bring our chicken over to the cutting board.
There we go. Look at that.
Let's finish that off.
Yep, a little bit of acid on there.
A little squeeze-a-roni. All right, you want to do the honors with the bird?
Sure. So if we're doing this, I like to do it, if it's family style, so I like to have a little bit of everything on there. Right, so that's one good thing about doing a whole chicken.
Because it's already kind of in portions right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, grab these little guys here.
That looks absolutely beautiful.
And you can see see how it's nice and done in there. It's not underdone. There's no blood or anything like that. There.
Like that's a happy plate right there.
Yep. Just kind of show you what we have there. We'll pop this guy here. Breast. I like to cut the breast kind of in half. There's more than a few people, so
just it's easy to grab and.
Yep. And everybody can have a little piece of the white and dark meat.
Yeah.
Man, that's like perfect.
Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. You can hear it cutting through the skin like it's just like crispy, crusty deliciousness.
All right, there you go.
And now for the fun part, drizzle. Right? So you're gonna have charry, smoky, delicious chicken, like nice, like green, herbaceous, acidic sauciness, and just a happy pile of vegetables.
Yep, and it's great for a summer day like today.
Totally. We need beer. We need lots of beer.
Yeah, beer would go well with that, like a nice Pilsner.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Combs, for dancing around and having a little chicken party today.
Yep, thank you for having me.
This is turning out to be a pretty all right day. And we need to eat all of this.
Ready to go.
Awesome. Be sure to watch. Keep an eye out for future episodes, and let's keep cooking.